Okay, we're in the Tacoma today. It's pretty cold outside. Looks like it's in the high 40s. I've got a doctor's appointment later, so I'm not supposed to eat or drink water, which is crazy for 8 hours, so I have a bunch of time to kill. So I thought I'd do a little driving video in the Tacoma. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I've got my boost gauge here that I just installed yesterday. It's an AEM electronic boost gauge. I installed the sensor. I had to pull the sensor harness through the firewall. But yeah, it works, and it verifies that the supercharger is delivering 7 pounds, which is exactly, it's stock pulley, stock everything, so with the TRD tune, so it's working as advertised from Magnuson. I also put a ultragauge in right here, and I've got it showing RPM, battery voltage, or ECM voltage, so ECU voltage, MAF, airflow, lambda, wideband. So apparently this truck comes with wideband O2 sensors. That was a surprise to me, but so it's got banks 1 and 2, wideband sensor 1, and then intake air temperature, timing, and coolant temperature, or engine temperature. So that's pretty much everything I would need to know. Yeah, unfortunately these trucks don't come with map sensors, so I had to get the aftermarket boost gauge. So yeah, this is supercharged. It's got King 2.5 coilovers and shocks in the back, and then TRD Pro wheels, BFG KO2s, all-terrains, TRD exhaust, stock intake. So it's all this stuff is carb legal. Since this is my daily, I really don't want to deal with any kind of smog issues, so it's all carb legal, and it passes smog 100% totally fine. They pop the hood, they take a look, and that's it. And they plug in the OBD2 port. Everything says ready, and I'm good to go in 10 minutes. So that is the great thing about Magnuson Superchargers on a Tacoma like this, is there's just absolutely no hassles. And the exhaust is pretty quiet, so I don't get hassled for that either, which is great. So yeah, I'll just do some high-speed driving. Well, not high-speed driving, but some accelerating and turning and stuff like that. It's 7 in the morning on a Sunday, so there's absolutely nobody out. And as soon as the truck gets up to a little bit of temperature here, we'll get going. Yeah, one of the great things about the TRD exhaust is you can still hear mainly supercharger whine, which is great. I enjoy that kind of sound much more than like a loud ass exhaust note. A lot of cops out this morning. It's the third one I've seen in 5 minutes. Crazy. Yeah, truck's not quite up to temperature yet. Just run up and down the freeway a couple times. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about these King shocks. I mean, they just ride super smooth, and they just soak up bumps. I run mine on the street at 6 out of 12 on the settings dial. It just seems perfect. I had a buddy with a brand new 2022 Tacoma, and he took a ride on this one, and he said it was much, much better than even his brand new Tacoma. So he's probably going to get a set of King shocks or something similar, maybe Fox or something. And he has the actually he has the TRD Pro, so I don't know if that comes with Foxes or what. Yeah, he's looking to upgrade as well, so it's definitely worth upgrading over stock. Oh, I forgot to mention, I've also got Stop Tech front brakes and FJ big brake kit up front, and then FJ Cruiser rear discs. So this truck stops pretty amazing now. I got all that stuff installed after I got the Supercharger, because this thing was just scary with like way more horsepower. It just did not feel safe at all. So I got the brakes in, and that's all good. Improved the pedal feel a lot as well. Alright, so the truck is up to temperature now. Obviously makes the truck a lot more, a bigger handful to drive. Let's just put it that way. I'll try another one. The tires need some heat in them, I think. So I'll just drive around a bit. So I'm going to take this at around 70. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. More traffic than I thought there would be. Especially for a long weekend. It's kind of crazy. goes off. I mean, I take this thing off road like a couple times a year, maybe a few times a year if it's a good year. But 90% of the time it's on the road. So, you know, the components that I chose for this particular build are just really good, kind of everyday components. The thing just scoots around like a car. In fact, everyone who's ever driven it mentions that, you know, it feels just like a car, which obviously it's not exactly like a car, but you know, the way it picks up speed, all the torque it has down low, the suspension, the good tires, you know, much more car-like than truck-like. All the spectrum. Oh, one thing I should mention is that also my tires aren't like oversized. They're 265s. They're like 31 and a half or something. So, actually, I'm not sure if they're 265s or 275s, but I'll double check that. But yeah, all the parts and components are very well matched for 90% street driver. The ultimate mall crawler. Yeah, it looks like my boost is peaking at 7.8 pounds, which is probably because it's so cold outside. But yeah, Magnuson says it'll deliver up to 7, so it looks like I'm overboosting a little. I don't know how they control that. It's probably just a spring on this kit or something. But yeah, this thing, it really puts down. I mean, you feel the torque more than anything. The horsepower is not that great. Like, if you start getting up to like 5,000 RPMs, it kind of starts dropping off a little bit. But like from 2 to 5, it just immediately starts pulling you. So it feels kind of like a V8 in that sense, which I guess is the whole point of Supercharger V6. Okay, well, there's more people out than I thought would be out, so I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching. I'll do another video where I walk through the entire car and show you all the mods and stuff.